Hey guys, want to do a quick little video over supplemental feeding there. And first introduce you guys what we're rolling with there. This is the Heavy Rack deer feed. It's a cherry charged 18% protein feed there. You guys can check them out there on heavyrackdeerfeed.com for more information there. But what we do is we run gravity feeders on a lot of our pieces of property there, and depending on that piece of property and state, what we've got two different situations there. So if we're not able to supplemental feed year round, we're keeping those feeders up, rocking and rolling all the way through the year. And then if we're in a piece of property there or a state that we're not able to supplemental feed or bait during season there, then we'll be running our supplemental feed from basically January 16th, whenever that season ends, all the way into that August, late September time period. And it really works out good. And this feed is supplemental feeding helps everything from a fawn to the mature doe that's going to have the fawn there, all the way into your big mature bucks as they continue to grow. Now we run a lot of what I call Texas style pens, because we have a lot of cattle on a lot of our pieces of property there, and those things work out very good if you find yourself in that situation. But after that, things you really got to kind of think about is your cost versus your benefit there. So, you may supplemental feed, you may want a supplemental feed, but you really got to understand kind of what your situation truly is there. So if you've got a large piece of property there, that you're able to manage and protect those deer as best you can, you feel comfortable with spending the excess money there, then supplemental feeding is a great avenue to go. Now, if you're sitting on, 20, 40, 60, 100 acres, and if you want to supplemental feed, that's great. But on those smaller pieces of property like that, it's extremely hard to keep those deer on there. So what I'm getting at is, I don't want you guys to start, thinking you're going to be able to grow these big antler deer, and then all of a sudden your neighbor shoots your deer or something else occurs, right? So I just want to kind of make sure that you're thinking about that as well, because the deer, a typical deer will eat 1.5 to 2 pounds a day, and that's on just a regular day there. I've got some of this stuff on here just with the Heavy Rack that I've got one piece of property there that's like, I think 7-8 deer that's sitting right in there. It's a fairly small parcel, but sometimes during those fronts, those deer will consume a full 50-pound bag within like 5 or 6 days. And it was crazy. It's a good feed, but you just got to kind of keep that in mind, because this stuff, you can flat spend some money in regards to supplemental feeding there. This Heavy Rack deer feed's priced pretty good in regards to giving you a good quality feed and price point there, but it's just something else to kind of keep in mind. And then, regardless of the piece of property, we're still going to be planting food plots. Our Nixa hardware food plots there, from the buck salad to deer plot mix, to the cold grazer rye, to the bullseye, all those mixtures are still getting planted on these pieces of property, and we're still going to provide water. So that way, regardless of what those deer want, we're creating the best atmosphere for them and providing them plenty of food and water that will hopefully keep those deer on our piece of property. And that way we can watch them build that history and hopefully develop the best quality animal that they possibly can turn it into there. So I want to do a quick little video on this. Hopefully this helps you guys out, understand a little bit more about supplemental feeding, things to consider there. Like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature. And best luck on your upcoming hunt.